Speaking of Kirk Cousins and the team he used to be with, J.J. McCarthy now the starter for the Vikings with an asterisk. GM Rob Brzezinski, who isn't really the interim GM. He's just kind of the guy who's in charge of the front office because they fired GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah so late that they had to... And I think they knew what they were doing. I think that was part of the plan. We don't have to go hire a GM. Let's just hold this together with what we have, and we'll figure out the GM after the draft.
Yeah.
We have an idea of what we need. Let's let Kevin O'Connell influence this. Maybe we should have been listening more to Kevin O'Connell like last year when he was saying we can't let Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones walk away and say no thank you to Aaron Rodgers. It can't be J.J. McCarthy, Sam Howell, and Brett Rippon. It just can't be those three. So I think that the Vikings understand that. And Rob Brzezinski spoke to reporters yesterday and acknowledged that J.J. McCarthy has had, obviously, unfortunate situations with injuries. But as Brzezinski said, we need a level of baseline quarterback play for us to be effective. And they haven't been there. One thing that somebody told me, somebody who's embedded with the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy never throws the ball away. He threw the ball away 4 times last year.
Interesting.
And Caleb Williams threw it away 40 times.
Yeah.
And Carson Wentz wasn't throwing the ball away either.
Right.
As evidenced by getting his shoulder blown up against the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
And that was it for him.
Right. Well,
but they got to teach him how to, and he's got to learn how to live to play another day.
Yeah, I don't think there's no doubt about that. He's going to learn have to learn to play a different way, no question. I think the other thing on top of that offense kind of breeds holding the ball just a little bit because they do pass protect well. They throw the ball down the field really consistently. I mean, when Minnesota drops back to pass, they're looking for 15, 20, 25-yard completions. They teach their quarterbacks to sit in the pocket, hold the pocket. Wait, here's a guy coming open 20 yards down the field. The second guy is 25 yards down the field. And I do think that lends the quarterbacks to hold the ball a little too long. So, yeah, he's got to learn that. But as we talked about before, they got to bring somebody in there to protect their football team. One, if he gets hurt, because injury history now is a real thing with him, and you got to worry about that. And we know he's not the thickest, strongest guy in the world. He's got still a young body that way. And then, 2, you need a guy in there that's going to push him, on the football field every day. That's why I said Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray could be the right touch of just enough scariness, right? Where you'd go, holy cow, man, that's an unbelievable throw. Holy crap, did he look fast running around the edge right there? That could be just the hot poker he needs there, but obviously needs that and needs the experience, too, to do some of the things you're talking about.
Trade for Mac Jones, we've discussed that possibility. Trade for Jameis Winston is a possibility. Those are 2 guys that would welcome the opportunity to compete with J.J. McCarthy because they're currently in spots where they're not competing with anyone.
They're not going to get any chance.
Clearly number 2.
That's why Kyler Murray's camp let out. Oh, he's got his eye on Minnesota, because he's looking at it going, where's their blood in the water? And there's blood in the water in Minnesota.
But that one already was there. That's a place where Murray wants to play for Kevin O'Connell. That was already there. But it does make sense now because he's got an opportunity to be the starter at a time where when you look around the league, there's no other obvious spot, although I like Atlanta. I like Atlanta a lot.
You know what I'm saying there, right?
Whether it's Tyson Bagent, we were talking about that as a possible trade.
Right.
Kyler Murray, whatever the case may be, it's going to be a great spot for a quarterback. It's going to be an attractive spot for a quarterback because of all the weapons they have and the defense they have.
And I think you and I both know there's a few teams that they're looking for a holdover quarterback. They are. The draft is not great. Right, it's not going to be the year where there's going to be a ton of quarterbacks. We're not going to see 3 quarterbacks in the top 15 picks. That's not happening. So that's where it's a little bit of a different year. We know it's Fernando Mendoza, and as it sits here right now, he stands alone. I still sit here and tell you that I think Ty Simpson is going to have a little bit more of a say than I think people realize when some of the real decision makers start to get into it. I'm not saying he's perfect, but when you watch Ty Simpson's best games, you'll sit there and go, ooh, that's every bit as good as anybody you're going to see as Fernando Mendoza, whatever. I mean, his good games before he got beat up late in the year, as I've said to people here just over the last few days, I mean, after week 7 of the college football season, I was on that damn college football show on Saturdays going, Ty Simpson's the MVP. Ty Simpson's the best player in college football. Every week I would sit there and watch that. But it is a different year altogether, and it does seem like right now, at least in the NFL eyes, it's Fernando Mendoza. There's a little cliff. Then there's Ty Simpson. And then there's a bigger cliff and a bunch of other guys behind that.
There is an open question as to whether or not Simpson makes it into round 1. And it could be a Jackson Dart type of a situation where we get to the bottom of round 1 and somebody trades back in to try to get the 5-year contract that goes along with it before he falls into round 2. But clearly Mendoza, then I agree with you, Simpson is emerging as the second guy. But will it be round 1? Will it be round 2? We will find out. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.